There are hundreds of different giant structures and mega mechanisms in the world. Long before this modern era, people built or attempted to build truly magnificent constructions. One of the greatest series of architectural structures ever built, the Egyptian pyramids, were mostly constructed in the 3rd millennium BC. The largest of them, the pyramid known as Cheops, has a ground area of 53,000 square meters. That's about 13 acres, and a height of approximately 135 meters. That's over 440 feet tall. When considering the supposed low level of technological progress in those times, such a construction has roused the indignation of modern scientists for many years. But despite the size, this giant monument was but a tomb for a pharaoh. The Egyptian pyramids did not have any particular practical use. In ancient China, people were able to allocate manpower and resources for the construction of something truly large-scale during the 3rd century BC in a most efficient way. The legendary Great Wall of China was built during the reign of the Qin dynasty. It impresses by its sheer size even today. The total length of all its various routes is a gobsmacking 6,300 kilometers, almost 4,000 miles. Unlike the Egyptian pyramids, this construction was integral for the development of the ancient Chinese nation. The wall played an essential role in the protection of the Chinese from external enemies, as well as establishing state borders. As the years have passed, progress has tended to decrease the size of machines and mechanisms. The first computer, created in 1944, had incredibly large dimensions by today's standards. It weighed 27 tons and occupied an area equal to 135 square meters, almost 1,500 square feet. But as we can see decades later, this miracle of technology can now fit nicely on any table in your home.
With the help of technology, I've been able to get the necessary education in order to earn a living doing what I love. Oh, I have something interesting for you. Let's get distracted for a second from the topic of the video. I'd like to ask you an important question, my dear audience. Which one of you wants to start your own YouTube channel and make videos? Or maybe make your own film to make cool animations, become a designer, a web developer, a super professional photographer, an entrepreneur, or maybe an awesome chef, or just to learn another language. Here's the website of my friends and our sponsor today, Skillshare. It's a huge online learning community with more than 18,000 classes in various areas. Design, animation, cinema, photo, web development, business, even cooking. There's absolutely everything you need to start doing the work you love. Skillshare is also more affordable than most learning platforms out there. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month, but for a limited time, get your first 3 months of Skillshare for just 99 cents by the link in the description. This offer will only be available until February 15th, so you need to act fast.
The more compact a thing, the greater the probability that it might interest a buyer, or so manufacturers believe, and en masse have abandoned the production of various things of large size. Well, if you can select from between what can be placed on a reading table and what will take half a room, it's pretty clear what a consumer will choose. But there are still mechanisms in this world that are staggering in their size, despite all the various trends leading to compact technologies. And unlike other previous large-scale things, these have direct practical applications. For example, a NASA tracked transporter. This monster is intended for the transport of rockets, such as the mammoth Saturn V. This machine weighs 2,500 tons and consists of a platform on 4 trolleys, each of which is provided with a pair of Caterpillar tracks. Each Caterpillar consists of 57 connected articulated links, each of which weighs about 900 kilograms. The transporter is 35 by 40 meters, that's 115 by 130 feet, and can transport cargo weighing up to 6,000 tons. The drive consists of 16 traction motors, which receive electric current from 4 generators with a capacity of 1,000 kilowatts each. The generators are powered by 2 diesel engines with a total capacity of 5,500 horsepower. The fuel tank has a volume of 20,000 liters, That's 5,300 gallons. And bear in mind that fuel consumption is 350 liters per kilometer, or 127 gallons to go 1 mile. And this is despite the fact that its maximum speed is 3 kilometers, or 2 miles per hour. But if we can now conceive of a vehicle weighing 2,500 tons, can you imagine an engine of the same weight? Such engines of the Wärtsilä-Sulzer company were designed specifically for large container ships. This 14-cylinder engine, made of iron and steel, weighs over 2,300 tons. Its length is approximately 26 meters, about 85 feet, and is 13 meters or 42 feet tall. Pretty good-size engine for a seagoing vessel. A ship with a capacity of up to 10,000 tons, driven by a single engine of this kind, quietly develops a speed exceeding 46 kilometers or 29 miles per hour. The cylinder diameter of this supermotor is 96 centimeters. That's over 3 feet. And the piston stroke is 2.5 meters. That's over 8 feet long. For comparison, this is 25 times more than a Land Cruiser engine. And the cylinder capacity is a whopping 1,820 liters. That's 480 gallons. This diesel giant can produce power at a brutal 111,000 horsepower. Well, we've driven on land, moved across the water. It's time to get up in the clouds. There, the AN-225 Moriya airplane is justifiably the largest. This transport aircraft is the world's largest airplane with the highest load capacity. In total, this flying machine is the proud owner of over 250 world records. The length of this aircraft is 84 meters. That's over 275 feet. It's 18 meters or almost 60 feet tall, and has an 88-meter or 288-foot wingspan. Its maximum speed reaches an incredible 850 kilometers or 530 miles per hour. The original main purpose of this heavy transport was for the transportation of various components of a launch vehicle and spacecraft from their place of production and assembly to the launch site, and thus the longest cargo in the history of air transportation, which were 2 blades of a wind turbine with a length of 42 meters or 138 feet each, was transported on June 10, 2010. But let's rise up even higher. Above the clouds, let's say to a height of 400 kilometers. What giant technological creation is waiting for us there? The International Space Station is a manned orbital station used as a multi-purpose space research complex. Its mass is 460 tons. It has a height of 27 meters or 88 feet and has a length and width of 109 by 51 meters. That's 357 by 167 feet. The ISS has a volume of roughly 900 cubic meters. That's almost 32,000 cubic feet. Yes, perhaps you might say that such characteristics are not so amazing compared to other man-made machines. But don't forget, this space station was put together entirely off the planet, making it, indeed, one of the greatest creations of all human history. Truly grandiose creations can be found not only in space, on land, or on the water. The largest mechanism that humans have ever managed to build is underground. It is the Large Hadron Collider. This accelerator for bundles of charged particles is intended for scattering protons and heavy ions, and to study the products of their hypervelocity impact. The collider was built on the border between Switzerland and France, not far from Geneva. This miracle of modern technology is the largest experimental installation in the world. More than 10,000 scientists and engineers from more than 100 countries participated and continue to participate in construction and research. And when we call it large, we really mean it. The main ring of the accelerator is approximately 27 kilometers or 17 miles long, and the tunnel is from between 50 to 175 meters deep. That's between 165 to 575 feet. This is it. a real underground monster. But even the Large Hadron Collider is not at the limit of human capabilities. Its younger brother doesn't have a name yet, but is planned to be built in the next couple of decades. It will be the successor of the Large Hadron Collider, but with a significant upgrade. It will have a tunnel stretching 100 kilometers, passing near the Jura Mountains in the west and the Alps in the east. And its diameter will be so large that it will be necessary to dig a tunnel under Lake Geneva. Its collision energy in the beam will be up to 50 tetra-electron volts, which is more than 7 times as powerful as its predecessor. So, for the moment, let's call this machine the new Hadron Collider. It will be not only the largest mechanism on the planet, but will lead to a revolution in particle physics, significantly improving our knowledge of dark matter, dark energy, string theory, and supersymmetry. However, we won't stop there. The desire to discover how our universe was born will force scientists and engineers to look for new opportunities to build even more grandiose particle accelerators. And we can do it. And with the Hadron Collider, this is a case where size really does mean something.